This summer, we realized we had lots to learn about how to do on-campus teaching in the next normal. We ran mock classes, tested out our health and safety protocols, and figured out what was possible and what did we need to learn in order to be able to return to campus joyfully and safely.
Your parent or you will drive in, you'll get out of the car, and you'll hand the teacher is there a waiver that's signed by you and your parent. Then someone will check your temperature. Before you walk in, you'll get some automated hand sanitizer. Use your badge and check in to school. Then hand sanitize again, and then you can go on your way.
We follow the arrows to make sure that we're not getting too close to people. Then getting to the next class, make sure to hand sanitize before walking in and clean the desk you're at.
I've been wearing a mask since I got to school this morning. I haven't taken it off, and honestly, I'm feeling okay.
I don't know if this is obvious in the video or not, but like being 8 months pregnant, like I feel very safe here. Everyone is really conscientious, and it feels like a really safe place to be.
So simultaneous teaching is when a teacher is in a classroom with other students, and then there are students who are not in that classroom. They're located somewhere else, and they're zooming in.
I brought in a lot of goodies to try to make the technology work for the classroom today. Turns out one of the things that's really important to students that are remote is to be able to hear all the voices, not just mine.
Remote folks, how's the audio been? Have you been able to hear everyone's comments pretty much? Anya says yes, Joe says yes. Okay.
So I asked all the students, regardless of location, to log into Zoom and have their cameras where people could see.
All right, Tomo, you're up.
Okay, so for Anhita, I made this thing. It has like a nice little border so she can express herself.
We would have one partner who was in the classroom and then another person who would be across locations, kind of simulating them being at home and remote. I was partnered with Akshar, and we were put into a Zoom breakout room.
You divide by the molar mass of whatever you have, and you multiply by the molar mass of the other thing.
One thing that worked really well is that we both had our kits, so we were simultaneously both working on something. And as we were going through it, we could check in and say, oh, are you here?
I'm not entirely sure how it works. Yeah. You can ask Michaela.
Yeah, Lizzie.
Can you remind me how I'm supposed to use this?
It was definitely harder than being in person. One of the main problems we had was people in different breakout rooms that are in the same class. So what happens then is you hear the person in real life, and you hear the person via your Zoom as well.
I just talked to the screen, I think.
Okay. It's hard. It's hard to figure out how to do this blended learning. I'm just super grateful that the students were as patient as they were, and they were really willing to let us know, like, hey, this thing isn't working right now, or I have a solution.
Where artist class was different is that instead of having each student be on Zoom on their own laptops, there was only one camera focused on the entire class, and the people at home each were zooming in and could see the entire class. And that was a lot nicer, so we could focus more on each other's faces.
We're going to start with small groups, discuss those last two questions amongst yourselves. Same for the pairs in here.
We'd partner up with people in person, of course maintaining a distance.
The marginalized who would be given a voice, should be given a voice by democracy.
And then the Zoomers would discuss as an entire group.
I would add on to what Bryn says and said there's also no teleological concept of freedom.
After getting back together, we'd each have a couple people within each group share out.
And there's no nationwide understanding of freedom.
After the first day, I was exhausted because it was like spinning a bunch of plates, and oh my goodness, it's all grandmothers trying to quick, don't let them fall.
Does everyone have the link to the slides with the link so they have the prompt? Folks remote, how did you feel about engaging? Did you feel hesitant at all?
I'd say more hesitant than if it was just in the class, but I think it's better than it was yesterday.
Today was better. I'm tired, but not near as I was yesterday because I knew a little bit better the dance.
Folks remote, pop right in.
So in this pilot, we looked through three lenses: the lens of pedagogy, the lens of protocol, and the lens of culture. And that when we returned, the school we returned to felt like Nueva.
I love hands-on things, and that's really something that is important to me to have. That makes the experience so much better.
I definitely feel like it was challenging and rigorous, and I definitely have a lot of takeaways.
We also had a lunchtime where we could take off our masks and just talk and catch up.
We were able to converse while still being 6 feet apart.
As an off-the-charts extrovert, it's really nice to see people. You know what I have not said at all yet today? Great Scott! So, there, it's done.
The way that all the students and the teachers and the admin, facilities, operation, everyone's really working together to try and make this be feasible and trying to make it safe. And it's really inspiring.
Write your reflection, things that worked, things that didn't work.
Coming out of the experience, it's challenging. And I think the biggest thing for everyone to realize that there's a lot of things we haven't worked out yet. And we ask for three things. Your patience, your enthusiasm, and your flexibility. And we'll move forward together.